Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Redwood 3901 WB fifth wheel. You guys have picked a beautiful unit here. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things so you can get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your driver's side, leave plenty of room for your slide to come out first, and then your awnings. Then we're going to come out further, so leave plenty of room for both of those to come out. Then on your off camp side, of course, leave plenty of room for your slides to come in and out unimpeded, preferably nothing hanging over top of them. But then I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be all the way at the rear of the unit on the driver's side of the tow vehicle. And then your water connections are going to be in your docking station up here toward the front in this storage on the same side as your power, driver's side of your tow vehicle, or they call it the off camp side. Once you arrive, first thing we're going to do is unhook our hitch. We have this Clipper auto leveling system to do that. You just turn that on and you just lift the front to unhook your hitch. Once you get your hitch unhooked, you're just going to touch auto level. Auto level is going to bring down all of your auto leveling systems. You can maybe lift or lower your front landing legs. Once your unit's all level, this is going to flash. You're going to hear a beep, and then it's going to flash, and you know you're already set. Once it is level, we can hook up our power and water. Come to the rear here for your power. Now this is an auto retract system, so you will manually pull it out. The big 50 amp cord. When you have two hands, it's good to guide it as you're going along. Just run it back and forth. Big long 50 amp cord. At the end of that 50 amp cord, if you had a campsite that's 30 amp, in your convenience pack comes this dog bone that bring you from 50 down to 30. And if you ever need to plug in a 110 at home or anywhere else with a 110, you got this 30 down to 15 amp that'll go on the end of that. Just run appliances accordingly. If you're running off 110, you don't want to pop a bunch of breakers. Got your power plugged in. Let's go ahead and hook up our water. So your whole docking station is here. And at campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. So you have a diagram here. You're going to follow this diagram and match these levers here. City water, white down, green to the left, blue to the left, red up. Now we match city water connection. Then we're going to grab our water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up over here to where it says city water. Hook up your hose. Make sure you match city water, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's go find your hot water heater. Yours is located on the campsite, just to the right of your entry doorway. All we're doing at this point, folks, now note this will lift right up off here. Make sure our drain plug's back in. Get that in there nice and snug. Little plumber's tape, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Plumber's tape, get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a little while, you can go inside and deploy your slides. I'll show you how to do that when we go inside, but get them slides opened up. What I need you to do is open up your water taps. Once your water taps are opened up, you got a steady flow of water going through them, no more air. Shut them off. Then you can turn on your hot water heater from indoors. There is an on-off electric element out here. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, turn it on indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to go to a campsite. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as we like to call it here. In that case, we're going to do 2 steps. We're going to fill everything the same way here. Water pressure regulator over here where it says city water. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a power tank fill. Power tank fill will be white down, green left, red up, blue down. We're going to turn on that hose. Again, make sure your hot water heater is plugged. Turn on that hose. Go inside, and where you check your battery level and your black and gray tanks, there's also going to be a freshwater. You're going to watch that freshwater. Once that freshwater tank is full, we're going to remove our hose, put our cap on, and then we're going to turn on our water pump. Turn that on indoors as well. Now, that's only when you want to utilize that water. Turn on that water pump. Don't turn on that water pump when you're hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. Now, once you have that tank full, you're going to switch to dry camping. White down, green up, red up, and blue to the left. Now you're on your tank. That's when you turn on your water pump. All right, we got our water on. We're all ready to camp with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit and show you how to use a few other things. We start here on the front with your propane. It does come with a regulator up here. Just point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Your big pass-through storage. There's a fans. Got this new clipboard you can do a lot of storage in there with. This is your spray port hose, which will come right back here to your docking station. Got a light up here, leveling system. Here's where you plug in an extra cable or satellite. Satellite and cable regular here. Here's your water filter. There's a handle here for changing that. Any new water filter in there. Again, that hose will hook up here to an outdoor shower. All your connections for putting fluids into the unit. This will be your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump your black and gray tanks. And then there's a nice area here that you can run your water hoses down through to keep your storage closed. Here's your level up instructions and winterizing instructions. This is going to be a flue for your furnace. If you run your furnace, steer clear of that. Make sure nothing's ever blocking it. Wastewater and sewer outlet. There's where we'll plug in our hose and dump our tanks at. That is a vent for your microwave. Coming around on the slide, I just want to mention one thing on these. On these slide seals, to add to the longevity of this, you want to keep them pliable. They actually have a liquid that you can spray on them. Again, your power cord retracts with the power button. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof. Any drying or cracking, caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You also prep for a Furion backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle. Electronically communicating with this device, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Slide over here, you've got an awning. Big awning there. I'll run them back in and out when I get inside. You have your porch light. Leash link, in case you got a puppy you want to put on a leash outside. Again, your hot water heater. Got a couple outdoor speakers up there. Got a 110 here. Coming to your other side of your pass-through storage. I'll start with this section here. That is your hydraulics for your leveling system. A Dometic fan you can plug in out here to your awning. Your vacuum system, which plugs in and turns on here. You also have a Furion stereo out here. Crank that up. See if I can get a channel to come in.
and amazed and invested. You don't really have to be all that invested.
All right, she's loud. Let's shut her off. This little light for up here. Docking lights on the front of the unit. That white one there, let's just shut them off. There we go, docking light. Also prep for a TV out here. You set a TV out here, 110 cable. This is your in-command system. This is where all your power goes in, and there's all of your line systems for your water system, and there's your main on and off flow for your water. There's your manual override crank. That crank will actually bring down your spare tire. Your other propane tank. On the front, you're prepped for a generator here. Your batteries, check your battery posts now and then. Pop this open, check them, make sure they haven't wiggled loose going down the road over time. This is your battery disconnect. This would disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside the unit. So the first thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of emergency. Coming in immediately, open to your right, open up this cabinet. I will start up top. That's your big power control panel. You have a heating and holding tank system. That's a little heated pad that electrically heats up in case you're in inclement weather. Help keep them from freezing. Fresh gray and black tanks, that's where you turn those on. Interior lighting. If you get a wine guard connection, this is where you'll connect that at. Turn that on and off at. Down here, your power control system. This is where you go through to tell what kind of power you're running off from. And your control panel. Let's turn that on to the left here. That's going to come up like this. You're going to hit 0000. Alright, we'll start with settings. Show you this where you hook up Bluetooth, etc. Your passcode you can reset. Go back to home every time by touching this button. If you have a generator put on, that's where you start that at. Your awnings. Show you on your awnings. The bottom of your awning is white and the top of it is black. I'm just going to hit out. You only want to run that awning out until that white flap falls down. Oh, the wind just caught it. Here it comes. White flap falls down. You can see that gray bar. It will run itself out past that and run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure that you don't run it out further than it needs to be. Get that ran back in here for you. Big long awning. Same thing with your slide awning. That awning in, I am going to show you your rear awning, which is your slide awning, real quick, just to show you that working. Same thing, keep an eye on that one. When you're running it out, make sure you don't run it out past it, the point of the flap falling down. Our awnings are back in. Let's close our door. Get back up here to home again. Slides. Bring two slides in and out. Hydraulic slide are both of these slides. And then the other bedroom slide. Go back to home again. Lights. You can turn, I shut the awning lights off, but you can turn on and off all the lights in here by touching these buttons. Back to home. If you hit, you can bring up and down. Triggers to turn on your inverter for your fridge. HVAC, heating system. Let's go to mode. Let's go to cool. I have to turn this way down here to get that to come on. Oh, there's your bedroom AC. I just heard that come on. Shut that off. Go to living room AC. Turn that on. That kicked on. Shut off your living room AC. What I'm trying to show you here is ACs will shut off quickly. Now let's go to living room heat. Get that to kick on. You can say you can preset this to come on. Now the heat just kicked on. I'm going to shut the heat off. You can also pick the source for the heat. Shut the heat off. Generally it takes a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Oh, it doesn't on this one. It shut off quickly. And lastly, we would do the heat in the bedroom. And that's on. Shut that off. Make sure all of the modes are off. Living room heat off. Different option for an optional AC. If you get a second AC in here. Down here is where you can check your battery. See what the voltage is at. Next to that is where you can turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Interior lights in one button, exterior lights in one button. Security lights and porch light. Up here is where you check the levels of your tanks. Fresh black and gray tanks are all empty. That's where when you can sit and watch that fresh tank fill up when doing your potable water. Well, it covers everything in there. All the way to the floor here is your breaker box and fuses. So you got a ton of 15s in there, a 10. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Vacuuming, lift that up when your vacuum system's on. That'll suck that right in there. Your ever-chill fridge, wine cooler. Next, your Island 110 and your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking with nothing plugged in, charging your battery, no solar panels hooked up, then if you're going to be gone for the day, use your battery disconnect inside there to shut the battery power off to the unit so this doesn't run your battery powered while you're gone. Hisense fridge, controls are up in here, up top there. Coming over here, your cooktop. Up here is a self-explanatory microwave that has a high and low fan, also high and low light. Got an oven light, panel light for up here, 110 there. There's your TV. All your remotes for your TV are going to be in here. These are your TVs. That's your fireplace. Speaking of fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. Turn that heat up. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, instead of using up your gas, use their electricity to warm it up in here, and that'll get it toasty in here in no time. Come over here to the sofa. I'm going to show you quickly how to turn that into a bed. Your back cushions are just velcroed on. They're one big piece. Stand in the middle gives you the best leverage. Lift this up. Pull this bar out, pull it all toward you. Lay that down. Just that quickly you've got a bed. Just start further. And reverse process, make sure you lift the back up first. Bring this up, fold this down, then this will jackknife down. And just that quickly you are back to your sofa. There's your lighting controls, 110, USBs. You'll see a few of these throughout the unit on the walls. What they are is a temperature reader. It helps the thermostat to work better. Reads the different temperatures throughout the unit. Crank open doors. Your chairs have light, heat and power. Heat massage and power recline chairs. Over here your tabletop with an extension. Connex power charger there. Coming up top here into your bedroom. Here's your max air vent, another temperature reader. Just touch max air vent on. That is going to open and turn on your max air vent. There are 4 different settings for that. For speeds, you can close that there. Set it to auto or just open and close it. Another Insignia TV. Another temperature reader and your lighting for in here. Accent lighting. Your own individual lighting USBs and powers on each side. On this side is your control to bring down your power recline bed. Recline that back up. Back in your bathroom. The main thing I want to tell you in here, when you travel, make sure that your shower door is locked open. Coming back in your closet, a couple of extra chairs for your dining. You're prepped for washer and dryer here. A couple of 110s with GFCI reset. Huge closet space. This lighting, if you click it one way, it'll turn it on. Click it the other, it'll set it to motion sensor. Also back in here, another max air. Opens right up, sucks the air out. Touch it. Wants to shut it off, can just open just the fan or turn on auto. Another 110 back in here. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Let's start by making sure our reclining bed, excuse me, is all the way up. Otherwise this slide will not close. Then I come to my control panel. Again, 0000. Touch interior lights. Let that shut off everything it can, so I can walk through the rest of the unit and make sure all my lighting is off. Closet lighting was off. Nope, on. Now this door here, your closet door, lock that like so. Lock that. Make sure this door is locked back into its pocket and bungee corded open. Same thing here. Another bungee corded open. Any other accent lighting on. Go through and shut that off. Oh, this button back here, I didn't show you this for your fan here. And this is your accent lighting. Shuts off back here. Oh, this is individual lighting. You shut off up here. Sorry. You do have night shades here. Pull and they will lift. Now once I know all the lights are off, I see one more. Once all my lights are off, I say doors and drawers. We've already done the doors. Make sure all drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Turn this back on. Go to slides. We'll bring the bedroom slide in first because I can see it and watch it come in. Again, we've closed all of our drawers. Now that that's in, I do see a accent light I left on. Back down our steps. Hydraulic slide. Touch that. That's going to bring both sides in. Every drawer on the other side of your island is closed. We don't want nothing to impede these slides from coming in. And we don't want to break anything as they come in. Alright, our slides are in. Shut our door and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps is you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this could catch on it when they come in. Lift it up. Set it inside softly. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. And at this point, we're going to unhook our cable, our water, our power. Then we're going to back our truck up. Again, turn on your auto leveling system. And you're going to hit Retract. Retract's going to bring up all your auto leveling system. Once that's done, you can go ahead and take your front, raise that back up again, get your truck on it, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be just in front of your tires, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Stop. Park. Now we're going to dump some low point drains. So inside your storage, at the bottom of those, there's your low point drains. Take and open up those. You can dump those at the dump station. And you're going to come around to your hot water heater. You're going to lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remaining of your hot water out of here. Press that back down. Then you can pull your drain plug. While I'm here, one more thing on your hot water heater. If it doesn't seem to be working, come out and look and see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. They are a reset. Got our waters drained. We can go ahead and hook up our sewage hose. 10-foot hose comes in your convenience pack. Hook one end up there, the other end in the dump station. And come over here and pull your black tank. Now your black tank is going to be all your sewage. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, you can go to your control panel and look at your black tank and see if it's empty. Once it is, leave this black handle open. Again with your water pressure regulator. Hook up the hose at the dump station to this black tank flush. Turn it on for at least 5 minutes. Let that wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Guy behind you is in a hurry. 5 minutes ain't gonna kill him. He's on vacation. So wash that out really good. Once that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout has drained. Then you can close your black handle. Pull your gray handle. Again, you can check your control panel or just listen for it to be done. Close that one. Pull this last one. That's gonna be cleaner water. It's just sinks in your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. And you can store that away at a nice sanitary place and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Redwood for many years to come. Happy camping.